Hi everyone, welcome. What's going on? Quite like this playlist. Welcome to the live stream. I've had some interesting comments on the last video. People saying they don't think I caused any of that damage, which is curious. Beer o'clock. Exactly. The Lawn Ranger, welcome. Taylor, welcome. Andy. Your cleaner windows, welcome. Just watch a video from today. Them holes aren't from you. You don't reckon? Zach said the same when we were in the loft, you know. Zach said, I don't think you've done this. I don't think we've done this. Halfway through your video. Carry on, welcome. I've yet to watch the video. I'll watch it later on. Thanks, mate. I'll put my business on it. Oh, that's a bold one. Jamie, how you doing? I'm going to... I don't normally put these videos on Facebook anymore, but I'm just going to post it in the roof cleaning page because I think some people might find it interesting. Might get a few more eyeballs on it as well. How's everyone's week started? I've had a busy one today. It's been I've been working with Squeaky Clean Dave today, and it's been non-stop since 7:45 this morning. Pretty much been going flat out all day. We have, and my arms hurt, and my shoulders hurt. Facebook. McPeel, Michael Peel, maybe. Just seen your video today. Mentioned about your surface cleaner. It's only rated to 11 litres per minute. I saw your comment, mate. Thank you. You could replace the nozzles to get the right flow for your machine. Yeah, the nozzles are actually smaller than the ones in my ordinary surface cleaner. They're not the 1/4 inch nozzles. I think Rutland pumps do the right ones. But I mean, it was kind of awkward to use anyway. On oh yeah, look. Someone's got one of these attachments from PWS. They need to use these photos on the website. That's a beautiful photo. Look at that. That is a perfect image for them to use on the website. About there. Roof cleaning. Thoughts on my first clean. You had a patio and a driveway. Is that? I think I saw you post in the Discord potentially, but I haven't looked at my phone all day today. It's been pretty hectic. Even getting home, like Soph got me a beer as I walked through the door. Dinner was ready, so I'll wolf that down, and then I had a quick shower and then just set up a few things for this. It'll probably be in photos. You got some great results on that patio, mate. Jeez. When the coating on these is still like nice, they're so easy to clean. Like you can get away with not even using any chemicals sometimes on these if the coating's still in good condition. It's a shame. I find this a lot with these patios in particular. They're always a mismatch of different types, or different colours, or different ages of slab, and it sort of ruins the pictures sometimes, doesn't it? Customers buzzing. Ooh, granite block paving. That looks stunning. Wow. Yeah, that's really nice. I'd be tempted to try and put some grey sand in that instead of kiln dried. You can get the one from Wix, the grey Dan sand. Can I have a bigger image, please? The only thing I found with this stuff, it's really hard to brush in, especially when the blocks are like really textured, which yours clearly are because they're granite. If you've got like smooth clay blocks, it brushes in really easily, but with super textured blocks like these ones, it takes ages to brush in because it's a lot dustier than the normal sand. A little bit more expensive. I'd be tempted to try and upsell the customer on that. Oh, I kind of like those transitions. Or is it distracting? I can't tell. Great job there, mate. Awesome. Ooh. Steve's on a roof clean today. Oh, that's the surface cleaner they bought. I bought a slightly different one. Do you always do that where you go from top to bottom and just sort of pull it down? Because I found that was the easiest bit. Rather than trying to do it side to side, just slapping it on up the top and then just slowly dragging it down felt like the way to do it. And also, you guys occasionally, I can see here you've like pre-scraped this roof. Do you not feel like you're like massively doubling up the time it's taken to clean the roof if one of you's scraping and then the other one's pressure washing? Or do you find that's quicker? Evening, these Mondays come round quick. Lindsay, they do, don't they? I was literally thinking, as I pressed go live, it feels like only yesterday that I did the last one. Evening, Jake. Love the roof cleaning video. Shame about the inside leaking. Yeah, I mean, I'll show you some comments in a minute of other people's opinions. A lot of people say it's not actually, that wasn't caused by me, but it's hard to say without a previous inspection, isn't it? You've been doing patio, driveways, gutters and fascias. Nice. They might be 1/8 inch ones. Yeah, I think you're right. I think they are. Rob, welcome. Just bought the JCB 150 40p. Putting it together in the kitchen while listening to your podcast. Is that the one that Sid showed on his video? JCB PW 150 40p. Why don't they just name it something simple? Huh? Yeah, this looks like the one that Sid did a comparison with. Or actually, this one looks a little bit beefier. This one's a bit more expensive. Yeah, this is a 15 horsepower one. 15 litre per minute. That looks nice. The frame's smart. I wonder if that handle's removable. I pulled my handle off just so that I could fit it a bit more snugly in the van on my old machine. Yeah, it looks like you can take that off. That's useful. So it's quite a small, compact little machine, that, isn't it? And you can pay with Klarna, look. That seems decent for the money, providing it's made with like decent parts, I suppose. It's got an AR pump. William, welcome. It's a JCB 4-stroke. Does that mean the engine is made by JCB? That looks like a solid purchase, that does. You know, it'd be good on that. Like if you wanted to, you could quite easily mount a reel. Like a nice, the one I've got is from Equip to Clean. Like at the point where you decide that you need more hose, which you probably will. You could just grab one of these. I got a pre-owned one. Or like a refurbished one, I think. It wasn't that big. It might have been that one, I can't remember. Something like that, you could just literally bolt on the top of it. It's quite a nice little layout for a machine, that is. Nice. What's your website called? Are you talking to the chap above? Darren, welcome. How are you getting on without Zach? Missing him yet? Yes. I mean, I was working with Dave today. It's my first day on my own today. On my own. I was working with Squeaky Clean Dave. So I had a bit of company today, but it is going to be... I'm going to have to remember to take these headphones out with me, because not having someone to chat to, I'm going to be so in my own head, I'm going to need to be listening to some music all day, I think. Other videos I've seen on roof cleaning have gone from top to bottom, not bottom to top. This means the clean tiles remain clean and you're not spreading the moss over your clean areas. Gone from top to bottom, not bottom to top. See, I had the exact opposite comment from someone else. See, this person says it sounds backwards, but I believe you're supposed to start at the bottom and work your way up, and then give it a rinse afterwards. Otherwise, you can end up with a huge pile of heavy wet moss as you get near the end. That can cause damage, flooding, or be harder to move. Yeah, I hadn't really decided on a technique. I hadn't decided whether I wanted to go side to side. Hadn't decided whether I wanted to go up and down. That felt quite good to just sort of rock with my hips. That felt a lot easier than having to move like that, because that was taking out quite a lot of energy from my arms. I would like to get a little surface cleaner working, so I think that could have taken a lot of the strain out of the job. Yeah, that's the one, Rob. Evening, lads. I'll try not to confuse anybody this week. Hunt's welcome. It's just an issue with me reading comments like 5 minutes after they've been posted. That's all. Totally my fault. Let's have a look. How did you get the moss off the front edges of the tiles? This guy makes a good point. Maybe go learn a bit about roofing and how a roof is built before offering something that could potentially cause thousands in damage. It's someone's home at the end of the day, not a jab, just free advice. Free advice. See, that's contrary to what other people are saying. Old damage that is not caused by you. With that many holes in the roof lining, I bet you didn't cause any of them. You couldn't have made those holes, Jake. Just blasted a tile surface. You just blasted a tile surface. You couldn't have made those holes. The jury is out on you causing those holes. Can't see that you would have caused that damage. So yeah, I don't know, it's hard to say, innit? Zach didn't think it was me that did it. Or us. Afternoon, Craig. Welcome. Hello, Squeaky D. How's it going? How are you feeling after today, Dave? Me and Dave have spent the day at a hotel. Not together. We weren't sharing a room or anything like that. We've been pressure. It was a very short notice job for pressure washing. Dave, did you reckon it was about 750 square meters of pattern imprinted concrete slabs, a couple of blocks here and there? Lee, this is the pole that I bought, mate. You're feeling stiff. Evening, Richard. Welcome. Like you said, a full site survey in future loft and all. Yeah, that would have been. I mean, that would have been more confidence inspiring if I'd have gone up into the loft beforehand and had a good look around. But it's a learning curve. It's a bit of experience, isn't it? And the lady's lovely about it. She's even left me a couple of nice comments actually on Facebook. On both of the posts as well, so you can tell she's clearly very happy. She said, excellent job, thank you, on that one. And then on this one, she said, really pleased with the job you did for me, thank you both so much. I love that picture. $750 meters, 150-ish windows, and then the marquee. Yeah, we soft washed a big like gazebo marquee thing today as well, which came out really well, like surprisingly well with just hypo. Evening, Jake. Welcome, mate. How you doing? Oh man. I've been asked to quote a job. But it's in London. And I don't know if it's worth me going to London for it. Should we have a look together? You think you'll go down the steam route for cleaning the roofs? Well, Dave was using his new boiler today, and he said it made a massive difference. And I don't know, it feels like, to me, it feels like it's something else to go wrong. And I'm just I like to keep things simple, especially when I don't really understand how they work. I suppose once you purchase it and you get it set up and stuff and you start using it, you'll probably start to understand how it works. But they're quite big and bulky, and steam would be cool. It would be a nice to have thing, but it also is very expensive. Yeah, I don't know. Got this big drive to quote, and this big patio, which looks like honed. That's honed limestone again, isn't it? You can see they've tried to do it themselves, and they're having some issues by the looks of it. That looks pretty much identical to the one I did in Gloucester. This is like a job where steam would come in really handy as well. It's a nice big one. I just don't think it's worth traveling 2 hours to get to, personally. What do you guys think? If the hole was directly under the tile, you couldn't have done the holes. But if it was between the cracks of the tile, then you might have done a few. I didn't think to check that. That makes a lot of sense. And yeah, that's not something I thought to check. What do you use to recolor tarmac driveway? The product I've used in the past is from Smart Seal. No affiliation with Smart Seal whatsoever. Actually, I've used a few, you know. This one is a lot thicker and gloopier. Whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know. This is the stuff I used. 120 quid for 20 litres. And it goes like a surprisingly long way. I don't know how to say your name. Connection. Sorry, that was bad. Connection, welcome, and thank you for becoming a Circle member. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. You also now get access to the Discord, so feel free to join the private chat if you follow the instructions on your perks memberships. Memberships perks. Thank you so much and welcome. I'm on Smart Seal's training this Friday and Saturday. Really? I didn't know they offered training. You're not talking about Pure Seal? A long way to go back to resand it if it's wet when you arrange to do it. Yeah, true. And I tried wet sanding recently, and it wasn't fun. It kind of worked, but it wasn't fun. Always stick the cost of a parking ticket on the price, as you will get one. Trust me. This is actually a resident. This is like a house. So I've used this one before, which is decent. Very thick and gloopy, mind you. You should probably use one of those paddles on a drill and give it a good mix beforehand, which I never did. I just kind of shook the tub. But the other one I've used was the Thompson's Tarmac Cedar. This stuff. This is way thinner. 30 quid for 5 litres. 28.98. I'm bad at maths. 28.98 times 4. So this one works out a little bit cheaper. I don't know if it goes as far. Definitely thinner. Don't know, you'll have to give it a go. Bombolina, welcome. Evening, Russ. How you doing, mate? Smart Seal have a Be an Expert training instantly. That's interesting. I feel like everyone's doing training at the moment. Have they it's probably on their social media, isn't it? These are some banging pictures, to be fair. Look at that. That is a lovely picture. You've got to appreciate a good cleaning photo every now and again. One thing I was... Look at that. Using a squeegee then to apply that. Look at that. I don't think I'd be doing that with block paving like they shown in that picture. I don't see any sand between the joints. Looks like they're sealing it first. It's a strange way of doing it. To be fair, using that much product, you might not need sand between the joints. The sealer might do the job of the sand. To ensure weed inhibitor / sand hardener penetrates deep into kiln dried, sweep product lightly over surface of block cobble pavers. Wait, are they saying this is to resand? This is used to resand rather than, I don't know, strange. 299 quid for the training. Is that like a one-day course, is it? Approved agents, free site visits. So this is like the approved applicator that Pure Seal are doing. I wonder who did that first. They've got a cracking website, haven't they, to be fair. It's very, very good. I wonder why they haven't got their training on the website. It's weird. Oh, it's a 2-day course. Just done training day with Equip to Clean. Richard, honest feedback. When I went and did that training day, honestly, it felt less of a training day and more of come and play with our equipment and hopefully you buy something before you leave, sort of thing. I didn't feel like I was being trained. I was just sort of messing about with their products. Maybe they've changed it this year. You think it was a sales pitch too? Didn't they have like an expert there this time? That chap who does the acid washing on all the new builds. They seem to talk about him quite a lot. I think they've like partnered with him. It's this one. Boot camp for cleaning professionals. They charged for it this time. Ticket price is redeemable on purchases made over 300 quid. It's all about the money, isn't it? It's not about the training, it's about... don't know. Hands-on experience, true. Expert machine training. Business insights, networking opportunities, marketing advice, and special offers. Aqua Cleanse, that's the one. He wasn't there. I found it great because I got my package from them, and I got some hands-on with it. Nice. Get a certificate and all sorts. Never had a certificate in anything. Who designed your website, mate? Are you talking... Sorry, George, I missed your message. Are you talking about my website? This one? GoDaddy designed that. I designed it. I just used a GoDaddy template. Still needs some work. Quite happy with the way it looks at the minute. I've been wanting to make a short with some of the head cam footage I've got from this solar panel clean. Just rinsing these top ones off. They were proper filthy. Sort of medium soft brushes, so this is the stiffiest one off. I don't know if it's going to be very thrilling content, that's the only problem. Some people, they get like a scraper on these lichen spots and they actually scrape them off, but that seems a little bit violent to me. I don't want to damage the panels by getting like a metal scraper on them. They came up really well. It just took a lot longer than I wanted it to, just because there was like some lichen spots right at the top. You can sort of see them there. To clean these without risking scratching them. Quite a nice job that was. Yeah. Right, all rinsed down,
all done, looking loads better.
Yeah, they look proper good. I think I was the happiest I've been with a solar panel clean on these ones. I think they came, considering how mucky they were.
Beautiful. The ladder like bent over the top rung for that amount of time. Whew. Oh, they look good though, didn't they?
Welcome, Naz.
Oh, they look good. Yeah, happy with that.
Not a patch on the Pure Seal Module 1. Yeah. Because Pure Seal sound like they actually know what they're talking about. Like there's deep knowledge about the industry and about surfaces and the equipment and stuff, whereas yeah, I'm not going to say any more about that. I don't want to get told off. Jake, do you use any chemicals on solar panels or just pure water? I was talking to Squeaky Clean Dave about this today, and I found a product in low dilutions. I know you're not technically supposed to use a lot of, harsh chemicals on solar panels and stuff, but I found a TFR, and it was going to be the basis of my next video. I've got some footage that I use to, like, I'm not a window cleaner, but I occasionally get asked to clean windows and frames and stuff. Oh no, Dave, I was talking about Windows with you. Yes, it was. Wait, who asked me? Jake, do you use any chemicals on the solar panels? Oh, someone else. Taylor asked before you did. I'm getting confused because she said it wasn't me you said it to. So I've been asked to clean a few windows and like conservatories and stuff, and window frames as part of like a PVC clean, gutters, fascias, soffits, all that sort of stuff. And I never offer window cleaning because I just don't know how to do it, and I don't carry pure water around with me. But I found that there's a product I can use in low dilution. It's a TFR, and it leaves the windows perfectly streak free. And so I was using it on solar panels the other day as well. Very low dilutions, literally just using it to get that streak free finish afterwards. I wasn't using it as like a cleaning agent, like something to even like soften the lichen spots or anything like that. I was purely using it to give me that hydrophobic finish that you get with things like pure water. So this is like a sneak peek of the next video. So we're using the power pole here. So I go around with the brush and the TFR on all the windows and the gutters, fascias, soffits, and then Zach's literally just rinsing it down with tap water from the pressure washer, very low pressure. And this is not a standard, well-known way of cleaning windows. I totally understand, and it probably wouldn't be considered the proper way of cleaning windows.
So what we're doing today, we're doing something slightly different.
But it gets the results, and I even went back to this one the next day after everything was totally dry, just to check that it was still, you know, the results that I'd hoped for, and it hadn't dried with any sort of watermarks or anything. And they still looked perfect the next day, because we were doing the neighbours the next day. We were doing this job, and then the neighbour came out and said, "Can you do mine as well?" I was like, "Yeah, got time in the morning." Pretty big house, pretty big gutter fascia soffit clean. And then she said, I suggested, like, do you want that while we're doing all that, we're gonna sort of get your windows a bit mucky at the same time, and they could do with a wash anyway, because all the frames and the sills are dirty. Do you want those doing at the same time? And she said, actually, I would, yes. So that's the finish you get. That's still wet at the minute, but there's no like watermarks on it apart from this pane. I think that might have been on the inside actually. I don't know if I've got footage on here. That was annoying. Oh, that hadn't been washed. So there's like some carbon from the road that we just like, there's a road right behind, and those were like fully stained and I couldn't get rid of those. All this green came off nicely. That's the TFR that I used. Why why is that so blurry? Drive Tech. So I got this from GSF car parts, I think. It's really good stuff. Really like it. I like the finish it leaves on everything. It makes everything look shiny. Is this the next day? No. I've got the video of the next day on my phone, I think. It's annoying. Anyway, you get the idea. That's next week's video, I think, unless anything else interesting comes up. How do you price a soffit and fascia clean? I don't have a standard price at the minute. For the gutters, I'm charging between £40 and £45 a side, depending on how sort of technical it is and what the access is like. So that's for vacuuming out the gutters. Fascias and soffits, it's just based on time at the minute for me, because it is a very difficult job, especially when you're doing it on your own, and it takes much longer than I first expected it to take. It's quite similar to like washing a conservatory. When you're washing like a conservatory roof, I thought I was only going to take an hour, if that. But to do a proper job, it's obviously depending on how big the conservatory is, it takes so much longer. There's so many little details. You imagine each clip. Let me pull that footage up again. You imagine each one of these clips. You've got to get on both sides of this clip, and you've got to get up behind the fascia. You've got to wash the gutter, wash the fascia, and then there's a soffit underneath it as well. Generally, there isn't so much on this one, but there's like, so there's a gutter, fascia, soffit, the lip of the soffit, because that's, you don't really generally do that at the same time as you're doing the soffit, and then the clips, and that's just the gutter section. And then if you also add in like a conservatory roof and all the details that are on top of the conservatory roof as well, it takes such a long time. And then there's the rinse down afterwards. It's not just cleaning it and brushing it and applying the chemicals and stuff. It's the rinse down afterwards to try and get all of those little bits off. And inevitably, when you've got those panes overlapping and you've got the bits in between, every time you rinse, something new pops out from underneath the gaps. So you're constantly trying to wash stuff off. It's not an easy job. And it's all arms. It's all... So, don't underestimate it. A little bit easier if you've got an extra person and sort of two poles. Like on this one, it was ideal because Zach could do the rinse down. Well, I was sort of scrubbing while Zach was rinsing down. So that was handy. Who's messaging me? Oh, Edward's Exteriors have reached out and offering some reassurance. That's nice. I charge £5 per metre to empty the gutters and £5 per metre to clean with a minimum of £70. That's a nice structure. I think personally, washing the soffits and gutters is more difficult than just vacuuming them. So I would, if it was me, I would price the wash slightly higher than the vacuum. But I don't think I'm as expensive as you on the vacuuming side of things. £5 per metre. I might be. How many meters is this? Is this in clips? 1, 2, 3, 4, roughly 5. Say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Roughly 16. What's 16 times 5? 95, is it? I don't know. 16 times 5. 80. I'm bad at maths. So that's about right, isn't it? £40 for the front. I think we actually charged 45 for the front of this one. I think we did £90 for the total gutter clear on this one. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I've been counting the gutter runs. But there was a bit extra behind the back, so a little bit more than the front. Why can't I go next? Oh, this is annoying. Zach was actually also getting, on this first one we didn't do it so much on the second house. On this first one he was getting the bulk of the green off with the pressure washer first. Very low pressure, 40-degree fan tip, just the white tip that comes with the generic pressure washers. And then he was doing the same to sort of rinse down after I'd put the TFR on and give it a little scrub. I don't think we did it any faster like this. It was just a bit more controlled. I don't think there's a shortcut with these jobs. I think to do a proper job, you have got to get in there and scrub it. I was surprised, Dave, when you, not on for long tonight, got to pay the tax man before I forget. Have a good week, and thanks for your help today, Jake. No worries, mate. Thanks for watching. Hello, Monkey. Welcome. I sort of preempted the arm workout, so I bought a foot pedal. Nice. Yeah, to do a proper job on these, I think you do have to get in and scrub everything. When Dave switched over to pressure washing gutters, I thought, oh, that's interesting. Like, he's just pressure washing them. That takes away so much of the sort of scrubbing action. And then when I watched the video, I think he was pressure washing them first and then scrubbing them as well. So it seemed to like double up the effort needed to get the same results. But actually, I think you're getting much better results by scrubbing and pressure washing the gutters, rather than just scrubbing them and then doing like a low pressure rinse. So since I've tried it, I'm a bit more convinced now. But I think this is much easier with 2 people. I don't think I'd want to do all that work on my own. And we got through this in like. We also got up on these what are they called, end gables, dormer gables, something. Got up on the garage and did those as well, and I reckon we were done in like an hour and a half maybe. So all the windows, all the frames, all the sills, gutters, fascias, soffits, and the bits going up the side of the roof. I don't think that's bad, is it really? We had a bit of a process going. Haven't gone yet. Scrub on the chemical and then pressure wash off. Now I'm going. Okay, thanks Dave. See you in a bit, mate. Evening Jake, hope you're well. Just finished your video on the roof clean. Not done one myself, got one coming up, family member to do to practice on. Nice one, Brown's exterior. That's the best way to do it, isn't it? Practice on a family member's. To be honest, when my brother mentioned the other day that my mum's gutters need doing, I thought, why don't I just do my mum's roof? Like, that would have been such a good one to like test. So this is before we scrubbed and agitated any chemicals. He's just getting all the green off. And some would say like that's a decent job on its own. That's fine. But there were still a few stained areas that the TFR did fix afterwards. And the TFR leaves them looking super shiny afterwards as well, so that's a bonus. Yeah, so my mum's house, let me pull it up, because that would be a nice one to do. I could do that this week. That'll be a bit of good experience. That would go up in the loft, do an inspection. That would get my confidence back. That would actually. And then maybe it would lead to more work in the street. Some other people might want theirs doing. And I don't have to, like, I can take my time with it being my mum's house. There's not really any pressure. Like, I've got no work on this week now, so I'm chilling. And I'm quite grateful of it, because I've had a pretty tough couple of weeks, really. Oh, looking at it again, it's quite a big roof. This is my mum's house. Oh, there's my old Mazda. Also, this is an extension on the left, so I wonder if the tiles look slightly different. But it looks worse now because there's a lot of moss. Or there's a decent amount of moss on there as well. Anyway. Why can't I see when this photo was taken? Oh, 2019. Could just about see it in the little can you see there? There's like watermark. Would you be using a ladder or going to get a scaff tower? I'd have a scaffold tower on this one, definitely. Wouldn't want to do that off a ladder, no way. She'd have the smartest roof in the street then. Everyone else will be wanting theirs doing. Exactly what I'm going to do. Nice bungalow concrete tiles for the experience. Nice. Is it the flat concrete tiles? Because with some of them you want to be careful if you're walking on the roof. Careful of standing on the edges, on the corners. Because some of those flat concrete tiles, they can be very fragile on the corners, and if you walk along them you might crack them. So just be careful. Hope I haven't missed anyone's messages. When you say low pressure, do you turn revs down and unload it, or just revs? Well, Richard, my machine, I've got a 30 litre per minute pump on my V-twin engine, so it's quite a beefy machine. So I can just let mine idle, literally idle at the lowest revs. Turn the unloader, a couple of turns down, and I'm running at like 15-21 litres per minute anyway. When I turn the unloader valve up, I get really high pressure compared to my old 15 litre per minute machine. Just turning the unloader valve up on idle revs, it's there's a lot of kickback from. I've obviously got the appropriate turbo nozzle on there as well, so it's letting as much water through as possible, but it's also very high pressure, so there's a lot of kickback on the machine. So I was using it all day today on idle. If I then sort of turn the revs up, it's even crazier, which I never do. I never need to, because you're just gonna make yourself knackered else. There's no point in using more power than you actually need, because you end up using more water as well. It's pointless. We had really good water pressure today on that job. The only thing that was a bit of a pain is it was just flooding everywhere. Like there was actually no drains around the whole area. These big flat open spaces and pathways and stuff, and not a drain in sight. So it was just constantly brushing water around. It was really, really frustrating. Because you clean it all up and it looks really good. And then all that standing water either dries dirty, or you sort of wash it away and it just comes straight back. Very frustrating. I'd love a few days with you so I can get some experience. A lot of people have said that. I don't know if I'm the best. I don't know if I'd be the best person to show people the ropes, really, because I'm not a very good teacher. I mean, I suppose Zach's picked it up very quickly. I'm also a bit. I've got the potential to be a bit socially awkward sometimes as well, so I'd prefer being on my own than being with someone I don't particularly know that well. I was thinking about it the other night, I'm actually kind of not dreading the cleaning expo, but I'm a little bit apprehensive, because we're meeting a lot of people from the Discord, and a lot of people from the YouTube channel said they're going to be there, and a couple of people, will probably pop over and say hi and stuff. I'm just not very good at like small talk and all that chat and stuff, so that's going to be a little bit difficult for me, I think. But like, I'm looking forward to seeing the people that join the channel every day and going for a drink with people and grabbing some food and stuff. That's all good, but when it's people you don't you've never really spoke to in real life and stuff. What do you say? How's it going, mate? You alright? Yeah, you? Cool, yeah. It's going well, yeah. And it's like, what do I say now? I've got nothing left. Nothing left in the tank. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult for me, I think, sometimes. Not too bad with friends and family and stuff. But it's the cleaning expo in Stoneleigh. And it's in April. NEAC Stoneleigh. Cleaning Expo 2024. It's this one. You don't need to buy tickets, really. You can just turn up, and I think it's the same price. I think it's a £5. April 13th. I need to put that in the calendar. That's not actually that far away, is it? Oh, it's £10 a ticket. Tickets are now available here. I'm sure it was £5 last time. Everything's going up. Kids are allowed. And they go free. And it's dog friendly. I don't think it's a good idea for me to take Coda. 10 till 5. Is there anything around there? Is there any pubs or foodie places? So this is, it's like a big industrial park, isn't it? Stoneleigh Abbey. British Horse Society, camping, village hall, plasterers, farm, car wash. Where's all the pubs? That looks like a hotel. Chesford Grange. That's a hotel. Anyone know of any like food places and stuff? Has anyone already eyed up? Oh, there's a tavern. Rugby Tavern. How far away is that? That's not too bad. Do we want to be in Kenilworth? Stoneleigh. Cubbington. Is this the motorway? Kenilworth. Don't know anything about Kenilworth. I think I did a job in Kenilworth actually. Holiday Inn. Green Man. That's a pub. Closes at 10 PM. Got some decent reviews. Open fire. They do Guinness. I wish Zach was coming to this cleaning expo. I wanted him to join me for one last live stream, but he was busy. The tit yard. The tilt yard. My bad. I'm sure we'll find somewhere. We'll go somewhere. We'll organise a lunch. Shall we organise a lunch? For this little community. Last time I know, Sid and some others stayed over somewhere. Yeah, I think some of the lads from the Discord are going to be staying because they live up in Manchester. Not a good teacher. I've learnt so much from your videos already. Oh, thanks, mate. It's a little bit easier when you can sort of pre think about what you want to talk about. When it's just like in person and on the spot, it's a little bit more difficult. Are you going to do the Pure Seal module too? I don't really fancy spending that sort of money on another course. Really, I've I've never had any interest in like render cleaning. I have very little interest in decking and all that sort of stuff. I think that's module 2, isn't it? It's like vertical surfaces. I've had no inquiries for render cleaning. Never done one. I think I know how to do them, but I've just never, no one's ever asked me. So yeah, not the sort of money I really want to spend at the minute. Oh, it's the flat one's going to try and get it done from the ground and test my pole out. Which pole did you get? Did you already say? No. Are you scraping it or are you pressure washing it? Oh dear. I'm tired tonight. I don't think I'm going to go much longer just because it's been a very long day. Sophie's got the day off tomorrow. We're going to be spending the day together. We very rarely have like a whole day off in the week together. That's going to be nice. Who keeps disliking all my videos? There's like 3 people that keep disliking my videos. I don't get it. What have I done to them? I looked at a new van the other day. I don't know if I spoke about it on this channel before. I didn't buy it. I don't think I will. Where is it? Here it is. So it's $8,000. It's a Mercedes Sprinter medium wheelbase. It's the perfect size for what I'm looking for. But it's got 230k on the clock. But the van is incredibly clean. I went and saw it in person. And it looks just as good as it did in the pictures. The only thing is, I don't think I want to spend $8,000 on something with that sort of mileage. And I had a little drive in it, and the gearbox is like a little bit stiff, a bit crunchy, a bit difficult to get in and out of gear. And I thought, no, I can't spend $8,000 on that. It's a family, like it's a family member, and so I trust that it, you know, he drives it. This is his only vehicle at the minute, and so he's clearly driving it, and it's clearly been reliable for him. He's done some work on it, but as a workhorse, you know, how many miles has that got left on it before it goes boom? Would love to see an updated video of what's in the van, since you have introduced a lot of new equipment since the last video. It's a good idea. The trouble is, what's in the van is hardly ever actually in the van. It's normally in the shed, locked up. Because what generally goes in the van, you know, it doesn't all fit at the same time, and so I have to keep taking stuff out and loading it back up. Every morning I spend half an hour, you know, taking bags of sand out of the van, putting a gutter vacuum in it, gutter poles, hose reels, surface cleaners. It's amazing how much I can get in that van, to be honest. But oh, if I had a van like this sort of size, oh, I could just fit everything in it. Everything would have its place. I could just strap it up. I could get all the Pro Grip attachments for each of my poles. all my gutter poles in a line, it would be the dream. And this is why like I'm so like keen on the idea of getting this van. It's the only reason I want to get it is because it's bigger. I don't actually want the van, I just want a bigger van. Are you going to pressure wash it, Browns? Nice. Nice. Hope it goes well. You have to take some before and afters. Do a little video, little time lapse. Yeah, Jamie, I will do another one of those videos if you think it's useful. I didn't come tonight with any. I normally write some talking points down. Like I normally have a bunch of stuff to talk about in the barrel, just in case the chat's sort of a little bit quiet. No one's got any questions and stuff. This week it's been very rushed, very hectic. I haven't been taking notes throughout the week like I normally do. Got nothing else to talk about really, and I can't really think. My mind's not working very well because I'm so tired. It's been a very long day. So I think I'm just going to go relax now. Nothing else booked in the calendar. So I might even take the rest of the week off and just reconfigure. I need to sort out some sort of storage solution. I need to put some effort into looking for a van. Like Squeaky Clean Dave, I could do with sorting out some of my receipts and stuff and just updating all that. Maybe even just going through the books and seeing if I can afford to take someone on long term. Although I don't know what's around the corner. I don't know what February's going to be like. January's been surprisingly busy. I didn't expect it. Where are you based, mate? Boaksy. I am based in Redditch. Redditch, which is in the West Midlands, near Birmingham. And standard pole that came with the setup from PWSAS, 7.3 meter fully extended. Oh, you got the oh, you got one of their kits. I'm supposed to be doing a video for them soon. But we're terrible at replying to each other. One of these ones. Ah. Never seen that pole before. Got a picture of Ollie using it. Are you going to put like a little surface cleaner on it or something? Look at the size of his muscles, man. He works out like intense. Should see some of his videos on Instagram. So these are Honda machines with, is it AR pumps? What are those pumps? Oh, interpump. Triple piston. Yeah, this is literally everything you need to get going. Got the X-Jet as well. Everything's Q spigot. I see an ex-ambulance with a rear lift for 8k. Do you think I'd need a rear lift? That's what Squeaky Clean Dave's just got. He's recently bought an ambulance and he's converting everything. I've gone from a small Peugeot Partner to a medium long wheelbase Vauxhall Vivaro, and it's the best decision I ever made. So much more room, less hassle and stress getting tools in and out. Jamie, thank you. That's really good to know, actually. So I could go for something like this. This is like the next logical step up. Is this like a Transit or something? But I just don't think it's enough extra room with the amount of equipment I've got and the amount of services I'm offering now. I think I'd upgrade to something like this, and then 12 months down the line I'll be thinking about the next upgrade then, or I'll be thinking about a trailer or something. So I want to go much bigger. I want to go... Oh, that's a custom, is it? I want to go something like the Crafter. Something that kind of size. The high roof. Darren was saying the other day you want to go for an L2 H2, so length 2, height 2. He says that's ideal for like a pressure washing van. Something like this. But like anything this size is upwards of like 7 grand. And most of them are battered. If you can get like a nice courier van or something that's not had loads of... I don't know what people do with their vans. Something around about that size would be ideal. I'd have the pressure washer in the side door instead of in the back door, so I could just pull up and pull everything out the side. That would be much better. I'd have my big hose reel mounted, my low pressure hose reel actually mounted, rather than just sort of floating about. I have to keep moving it around. I'll probably get a slightly bigger tank. I'd be able to mount my surface cleaner on the side of the van, mount all my poles, all my vacuum poles as well. And then I'd have more room for activities then. Get my waste carrier's license. I could even start taking waste away with me. I could even fit a toilet in the back. That'd be a dream. The amount of times I'm on site and I'm desperate for a wee, but I don't want to take all my muddy boots off and stuff. I have an ex-welfare van. An ex-welfare van? What's welfare? Oh, like is it a hire van? What do you mean, welfare? So, like... I have a Transit Custom, and by the time I have my window cleaning tank in it, I only have half of the van left. Yeah, because it might get to the point where I do have some pure water and a separate tank and a heater and a boiler maybe. Like, there's all sorts of stuff that I might add that I don't have now, and I just don't want to run out of room again. I want this next purchase to be the thing that's going to carry me forward for like the rest of my cleaning career. I was thinking about a trailer, like H2O offered me a trailer the other day. But I just want everything in the same place. I don't want to have to put a trailer on and store a trailer and go and pick up a trailer every time I want to shoot off and do a pressure washing job, because sometimes it might be that I get to someone's house, I'm doing their gutters and stuff, and they ask if I can do their drive or their patio and whatever, and if I can fit it in that same day without having to rush home and grab a trailer, where am I going to store a trailer? You know what I mean? I just want it all in one place. Oh, you've got a 14-inch surface cleaner to try out on the roof. Nice. Would you not lease? You mean, when you say lease, do you mean like do like finance on a new van and then like never own it? Is that what lease means? I'm just not sure that's a good like business move. I've got Nissan Prime Master, and once the 1000 litre IBC is in the back, I've hardly got any room for anything else. Nissan Prime Master. Primastar. Have I said that wrong? Yeah, so that sort of size for me, this is what everyone's sort of telling me to get. This is what my brother's saying. Get this sort of size van. It's the next logical step. But I want to skip that step and go straight for the big boy. Something like that. Because I could very quickly fill one of those vans as well. The only thing I am slightly concerned about is things floating about in the back of the van. And like stuff not being secure. Like I don't know how to secure every single piece of equipment. Like for example, like the gutter vacuum. How do you go about securing a gutter vacuum in the van? Other than like ratchet strapping it down every time. I don't want to have to mess about with ratchet straps every time I want to get some equipment in and out of the van. So I want everything to have its place. And this is the other reason why I want to buy a van rather than like part X in mine or selling mine and then getting another one. I want to buy a bigger van and then gradually sort of build it and slowly transfer my equipment over to it when it's ready. I don't want to do it all in one rush, all in one go, and then stuff doesn't have its place. Like I want to do it really well, just so that it's sort of right first time. I think that would make for a really cool build. Imagine every single piece of your equipment having its place, even down to like the X-Jet nozzle, just having like a little clip on the wall. Pro Grip have got me excited about organisation in the van. Like these have got me thinking about what else can I ask him to print to like organise all my bits and bobs. Just things like the broom, sticking the broom to the side of the van. It kind of excites me in like a cringy way. Very sad. Really like the idea of just everything having its place. You should try some auctions for vans. Great deals there. Like auctions in person. Like going down to the local auction and raising your paddle. Raising your paddle. I've never been to an auction. I've only seen them on TV. Considering swapping the 1000 litre for something smaller. Taylor, why do you require a 1000 litre IBC? What are you doing where you need that much water? Because you're not going to drive around with that much water in, are you? What's the reason for it? I stack my surface cleaner and gutter poles on top of the tank, but yeah, it's tight. Yeah, I have to slide my gutter vacuum poles, the bag, I have to slide it across the top of the tank at the moment, diagonally, behind the hose reel. It's really annoying. That's what I've pretty much done, but with the gutter van, 471 pump, tank pressure washer and 21-inch surface cleaner, it's bloody tight. 471 pump. Oh, gutter vac. Bigger van, you can get a scaffold tower as well. Yeah, there's always ways to fill a big van. I'll find things to fill it with. This is my issue with expanding. This is another thing about like bigger and more. It's the same thing about getting money, you know. You know, when people get money, they live a lifestyle where they require and maintain more. You get like a nice car, that's like another car on the drive that you have to pay insurance on and tax and fuel and whatever. And then they get a bigger house and it's just more space to fill with all your crap that you don't need, that you don't look at anyway. But now you've got extra rooms to put all your crap in that you never look at. And you've got all this space that you now need to clean. And all this land that you now need to maintain and get a gardener in to do all that. And I feel like in some senses it's the same in business. You get bigger, and unless you're very focused on one area or one service, I think you can really let it run away with you. And that's my worry. And buying that high pressure pole for the roof cleaning was a bit of a spur of the moment decision, because it's not the direction I want to go in. I don't think I necessarily want to do roof cleaning. If I go into roof cleaning now, it forces me to have to employ someone. It forces me to have to get a bigger van and more equipment, and just keep spending money on more equipment. And I don't think that's the move really at the moment. I'm happy doing driveways and patios and gutters. Why do I need to go into roof cleaning? Is the purpose of this business just to keep making more money to spend it on more equipment? More stuff that can go wrong? Is that the end goal? Just keep spending all my money, just keep filling the pockets of all these suppliers. You know what I mean? Not in like a bad way, that all the suppliers that I use are great, but why not just get really good at one service and only offer that, and get really busy off that one service? Be the best at that thing, so you can keep your setup simple because it's targeted at one specific job, rather than trying to target all these different services, having equipment floating around everywhere, things breaking, things going wrong here and there, and just you keep having to spend money on it all. I don't know. Hi mate, I've been watching you for a while, love the content and learning a lot from you. First time on the live. Oh, trackers, thank you so much, that's very kind of you. Welcome to the live stream. I have a bungee cord, I put it around the headrest and through the handle of the GVS. You can attach it anywhere in the van, but it keeps it upright and stops it moving about. This is what Zach did the other day, because this the power pole, the gutter vacuum systems pole that I've just bought, was like touching the back of my head while I was driving, because the way I had to put it in the van is just pressed against the back of my head. And Zach said, if we crash, that's going through the back of your head. I was like, yeah, fair enough, that's a good point. And so we got a ratchet strap and he sort of tied it up towards the roof, so it was a little bit higher. I don't want to have to muck about with doing all that. I want these pro grip attachments for everything, and the side of the van is just going to be plastered in pro grip. I'm just going to be mounting everything. I can get you one for 300 quid a month. A van? Yeah, I don't necessarily want to spend 300 quid a month on a van. It seems... Because how long are you locked into that for? Like 3 years? Depending on the price. Seems like a lot of money, that does. Is it worth it for a bit of extra room? Who knows? You're making this van build almost erotic. What, the way I'm talking about everything having its place. A hook for the surface cleaner would be great. Would need to buy a beefy one though, but worth it. Yep. I don't think of 3D printing hooks. I didn't think of 3D printing hooks. I'm going to have to fire up my printer now. Taylor, do you like your printer? Because I'm thinking about getting one. I'm thinking about asking for one for my birthday. Me and my son make we do little crafting projects every now and again, and I really want to make a fidget spinner with him. Do some like designs in Blender and make a fidget spinner, and I think I could use it for other bits and bobs as well. What came in the Equip to Clean package? I went to look at a 20-foot container for stockpiling stuff like bulk buy. Hopefully save money. I was thinking about doing that with sand. I would like... The area down the side of my house is all like just open and exposed to the elements. I've got a little shed and the shed's full. And I'm like seriously... I'm on the edge now of like, okay, I need a bigger van and I need some storage. And it's either I go and find some storage somewhere local and fill that, and then have to go through that rigmarole of going to the storage container every time I need something out of it, or I put that money into building something down the side of the house, like a lean-to or some sort of lock up down the side of the house where it's dry. I can lock it and it's easily accessible. That would be the ideal solution. And I think that would be sort of, depending on how you build it, that would be like a temporary structure that you wouldn't necessarily need planning permission for. What length is your 3/4 inch hose? I have the same van as you, but I'm a window cleaner first, so I'm limited on space. Would you say the 3/4 inch is much better flow rate than the 5/8 inch on a 21 litres per minute? 30 metre versus 40 metre. Yeah, you'll definitely... Oh, hang on, are you talking about high pressure? Are you talking about high pressure hose or low pressure? I mean, either one that you're talking about, yes. You'll either get more water through or more potential flow through a high pressure hose if it's bigger. Low pressure, yes. So I've got I got mine from Pressure Washer Sales and Service, but you could go on to Irrigation Supplier hose carts. So this is the reel I've got, which I don't recommend at all. It's very cheap and nasty, and yeah, I just don't like it at all, basically. But if you look for 3/4 inch hose, I think PWS sell it. I think AC Pressure Washers sell it. Pressure Washer Sales and Service in Evesham sell it. I just want hose. Garden hoses. Heavy duty? No, it's not what I wanted. So it's also 19 mil. So if you can't find it under 3/4 inch, just look for 19 mil. This looks pretty good. Hydro Shore, heavy duty anti-kink hose. Heavy duty. That's cheaper than what I paid for mine. Can't vouch for how good it is though. But you can get like the... I think I've got the Does anyone know what hose I've got? You can't even see what I'm looking at. I'm so sorry. This water irrigation website. Sorry guys, I didn't realise you couldn't see what I was doing. This is the hose cart I've got that I don't recommend. Don't like it one bit. Hoses and watering. Garden hose pipes. Lay flat, suction hose, garden hose. This stuff. But the 19mm version of that. Hydro Shore Flexi Pipe. So you might want to consider something like this. Although again, I can't vouch for how good this stuff is because it is cheap. I think I paid over double that for mine. So I don't know. I forgot what the stuff is. What's that hose called from like PWS and all the popular hose? I can't remember. Doesn't matter. Thanks, Browns. Thanks for joining the stream. Great channel, mate. I'm watching your roof clean video. I think the flashing around the boiler exhaust was not fitted properly. I believe it should be slipped under the tiles. Keep up the good vibes. Thanks, mate. Thanks very much for watching the video. Thanks for popping into the live stream. And thanks for your nice comment. Yeah, someone else mentioned the flashing. But good observation there. Jake, I'm thinking of investing in the PWS cold water van mount system. What's your opinion on it? Is that the this one? The Alpha PB. Hello.
Hello.
Riddle me this.
Me?
Yeah. Is it McFlurry Mondays?
Yeah.
Yes. Because I was munching through these biscuits earlier and I thought, no. Stop it. It's McFlurry Mondays. Don't be greedy. But I'm feeling very snacky at the minute.
Well, you need to stop. Oh, muscle in my leg.
Doing what? Getting changed?
No, I don't know what it was from. You remember I
Is
said
that your leg? How are you doing that?
quite good, isn't it?
Getting more flexible in your old swimming days.
Oh, no, I'm just pulling the chair further back. Ow! Can't get down now.
How many widths you going to do tonight? 7 widths.
It really hurts. Just think how it's back there.
Why are you wearing that everywhere? Do I need to get you a new jumper?
It's just I haven't got it off.
Do you like black?
Yeah.
I like you in black.
Charlotte's another really like it. Here we go.
Yeah, you do. I have to get you a new black jumper.
Yeah.
A hoodie.
Yeah.
Do you like a zippy one or do you like a normal one?
Ooh, zippy one might be nice. You know. Anyway. See you in a bit.
Plain McFlurry with an apple pie, please.
I know. I literally get it every week.
Maybe a triple cheeseburger,
No.
if you're lucky. Love you. Let's have a look. Oh, I can tell you now, I saw Squeaky Clean Dave's system today. And it looks very similar to this, apart from he had the boiler and stuff. And it is very mean. It's a very cool Very cool setup. So personally, I'd be going for an electric start. You don't want to be pull starting a machine like this every day. Since switching to the electric start on my big boy, it's been so much nicer. With the full add-on package. So you want to go 21 litre 200 bar. The accessories, what do you get with the ultimate pack? Oh, you get the surface cleaner as well, 18 inch, which is appropriate. Sometimes people try, they go like 22 inch or 20 inch just because it's a 21 litre per minute machine. I think 18 inch is like a good, it's ideal for this size of machine, I think. You get the premium gun. You get a washdown lance, turbo lance. You get a 30 meter 2-wire hose, ceramic pistons. No need to buy anything else. This package comes with all of the turbo package, the addition of 10 meters of hose, and a quick release surface cleaner. So the one thing I'd say is, if you've got a machine like this and you've got that beastie hose reel on top, I personally don't think 30 meters is going to be enough for you. I mean, if you're taking pressure washing seriously and you've got a van mounted system, you will need an extension. If you're only going for 30 meters of high pressure hose, you're going to need an extension. And this hose reel looks like it can take a lot more than just 30 meters. So what I would be tempted to say is call them instead. Don't spec it out on the website and pay for it online. What I would do is call them, say, can I have this exact same setup but with a 50 meter hose reel? And I'd even be tempted to get a 10 meter extension, or 50 meters of high pressure hose with a 10 meter extension. If you can't afford the 10 meter extension for whatever reason, don't worry too much, but I think you want at least 50 meters. If you're working in the UK, you know, mine's been, I've got 40 meters on mine, and then I've got a 10 meter extension, and it just about does the bigger jobs. There are some jobs where, you know, I've got to move the van real close to the gate just so that I can get all the way around the back of the property, and it can be a pain. But how much are we talking for this? Why can't you add the Vibro X on there? They are supplying the Vibro X because I saw it on Dave's. I think that is a very, very good price. So it's £3,000 plus VAT. So 3,600 quid. I think that's a cracking price, really, to be honest. Obviously, it might be a little bit more because you're adding, if you're going to add more hose. But to get, that is literally, other than a tank, other than a water tank and like a low pressure hose reel, that is everything you need to get going. And being van mounted as well, you're not pulling stuff in and out the van. You're not having to lift equipment. You're not having to break your back before you've even started the day. And he'll fit it with all the premium couplings and stuff. So you'll literally have like a commercial machine just ready to go at that price. Very good deal. Fair bit of tinkering to get it right, and expect prints to fail often, but other than that, mine's just collecting dust. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking about that with the 3D printing. It's You've got to do all the little reinforcement bits around it, haven't you? My 350 litre tank takes about 30 minutes now. My 21 litre per minute machine emptied it in about 10 minutes. Yeah, I suppose it depends on the customer's water pressure as well. That has a lot to do with it. The 1000 litre IBC, they said, because the pressure washer is 21 litres per minute, I need 1000 litre IBC. Equipped to Clean supplied you with 1000 litre IBC because you've got a 21 litre per minute machine. See, again, that's just bad advice. It's just not. I run my 30 litre per minute machine off of my 250 litre tank. This is what I mean about, like, they clearly don't go out and do the work. They're just trying to sell stuff. Ah, that's frustrating. Is that Reese? Am I saying that name right? R-Y-R-H-Y-S. Reese? Hi mate, I've just watched the roof cleaning video you done. You didn't do anything wrong. That was all down to the felt under the tiles. We had the same thing. Customer tried blaming us. Really? We've had to write up terms and conditions for roof cleaning just to cover ourselves in those situations. If you ever want us to send you a copy, you're more than welcome, and you can get the gist of it all. That's very kind of you. Thank you. And that's very reassuring. A lot of people have said that now, that they don't think that damage was caused by us. That's reassuring. Was going to get the Kleber metal reel from Compactness. For Compactness, sorry. This looks like the one Dave's got as well. Something like this. That looks nice. You could even ratchet strap that to the top of your tank. Using those little mounts on the bottom, you could just ratchet strap that. If you've got a baffled tank and you've got a bit in the middle, you could ratchet strap it round. That's what I did to an old one of mine. They do performance versions of the Hydro Shore, which is 90 quid for the 50 meters. It's Monday. The triple cheeseburger is on the app for 149. Is that... Wait, is that cheap? How much is it normally? Would they make everything quick release? Yes. Yeah, so they fit it with the Teamer fittings. Not the Teamer, they're the Teamer type fittings, which are the ones that they do are called... Shush. I'll show you exactly what they fit it with. So here, I thought, oh, we're going to have to replace this whole thing or do some weird attachments on here, but he's just come and put a cable tie on it. You're a problem solver.
What's next?
Next is, so here, what I want to be able to do, at the moment, I'm having to use my ball valve to go from my lamps to my surface cleaner.
Here comes product placement.
Yeah, but the thing is,
This video is sponsored by Fresh.
I'm desperate for this now because my ball valve has started leaking.
You scratched it.
Have I scratched it?
You scratched it.
I'm so sorry. Rather than replace O-rings and stuff in here, I'd rather do away with that altogether.
Yes, so
and
what
just
we're going
have
to do
this.
is, because you've already moved to the ST2600 gun,
Yep.
it's Baz. That's Baz. Our
Hi, Baz.
fabricator Baz will be on. Baz makes all of the nice bits. So because you've already moved to the ST2600 gun, which you've already got, we can use one of these bad boys, which is just dead simple. That fastens through there.
I couldn't work out which way it went.
That is going to replace your gun.
Oh,
like
I had it the other way around.
And that's going to go like that.
Ah, that makes sense.
Obviously.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Of course it makes sense. So we're going to get on, and next time you come back to the video, this will be fitted.
So that just means you can swap over to the surface cleaner without having to turn the machine off. Because at the moment, even though I've got a Q fittings on my trigger, I still have to, in order to take that trigger off of the hose, I still have to turn the machine off. I can swap lances over, but this will allow me to just take the lance out and plug the surface cleaner in. Works really well. But the other bit I wanted to show you, that's the same trigger I use for my lances as well. You could just pop it out. Where's the bit I wanted to show you? Here we go. This is the bit I wanted to show you.
These are made by
MTM. Not Teamer.
The MTM couplings. We run both of them.
This should tell you everything you need to know about a PWS build. This is what PWS fits standard with their bigger machines.
We fit both of them because let's face it, there's no getting away from the fact that when the industry say that something's the best fitting in the world and has been for many years, which is the Teamer one, you have to respect that. What we found is these MTM hydros are just a little bit more durable, so we fit these to everything that we do, and it's nothing to do with cost or cost to us or anything like that. We just find them a little bit better. The downside is they're very slightly different size to the Teamers by 0.5 of a mil. So when you use them with the Teamer crossover, they can be a little bit tricky, but compared to your fitting, so single O-ring MIDI couplings, this is called MIDI. So in the industry you've got your mini, which is your end of lamps. So these are your three size of couplings. So you've got mini, MIDI, and then this is your Teamer type.
That's massive.
Or large type. Obviously these two, these are what we consider to be Chinese fittings. These two, we don't like them. I don't like fitting them. They've only got one O-ring in them. They're a bit cheap and nasty. So if we were doing a proper industrial install, one, we wouldn't fit these for regular use for all the reasons we talked about on the channel. Yeah. And then we only fit this type of fitting where we've got hose joints because of all the extra O-rings in it, and the fact they just made that a little bit better.
Just going to do a quick leak test. We've got some big boy fittings on here now, and on here this is just a 10-meter extension that Daz has put some proper fittings on.
So yeah, you can change this lance over because it's got the Q spigot attachment, and then without turning the machine off. And then it means I can use, I've got these bigger, nicer fittings now, so everything's yeah, just generally better. And that's what you can expect with a PWS one. I'm getting rid of my mate. I'm getting rid of my 1,000 litre one. My mate's got a 350 litre tank I can have. Nice. Yeah, that's probably the way to go, mate. They're about £3 normally. UBFPS, welcome. Hey mate, how's it going? First time catching the live. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Been looking at the Kiam or Kiam. I don't know how they want to say it. On Equipped to Clean, would you rate them? Equipped to Clean have an offer on for the 21 litre per minute machine for £1,200. I just need a wee. I'll be back in a sec. Sorry. Look, one thing I'll say about Equip to Clean is I bought all my starter equipment from them. Some of their equipment is fine, it's good, and it's very cheap. But they've got some strange practices, lots of strange advertising, lots of strange statements they put on their social medias. They tend to latch onto like creators to try and get some sort of like status in the industry where they're like a trusted supplier and stuff. But I think anyone you talk to on the Facebook forums and stuff, if you mention them, most people will tell you to avoid them, because they do stuff like they don't post negative reviews. They've got the customer service I experienced was not great. The products aren't as advertised. Yeah, their stuff's cheap for a reason. It's just sort of mass produced, shipped and then sold on to you. Whereas when you compare them to someone like PWS, they're actually listening to what the customer needs, and they're creating products that that suit the purpose. There's a reason they're cheap, and it was great for me. I would still recommend a cheap machine from Equip to Clean, like the one that I bought when I first started my business, because it got me into the game. And I bought my first van with this machine. The jobs that I was that I managed to do with this allowed me to buy my first van. But like you can't expect it to last. I had no end of problems with mine. And yeah, at the moment, the stuff that I see, the stuff that I hear about them, the stuff that I see them doing, and the feedback I've had from so many other people that have bought products from them, and now these training days, and it's just like they've not got. I don't think they've got the customers. I don't think they're too interested in like customer satisfaction. They're just trying to get as many units out the door as possible. I'd personally avoid buying big ticket items from them. I mean, my surface cleaner, my 18-inch surface cleaner has been brilliant. Like, if you're asking for my opinion, this is my opinion. Like, this is just my experience with this company. This surface cleaner, I've had it from day one, and it's been fantastic, and it still works on my big machine. I've been topping it up with grease, looking after it, and it's been faultless. It's been great. But if you're planning on having a machine for a long time, and if you're planning on, I couldn't trust that other machine on big commercial jobs. I just couldn't trust that it was going to last. Because everything just felt cheap, and O-rings were bursting here and there and everywhere, and just I always felt like something was going to go wrong with it, because it often did. And then as soon as I switch to this bigger machine, not to say I won't have problems, but having proper hose fittings, proper hoses, a trusted machine, a Honda engine, a nice pump, knowing that it's been sorted out by professionals and stuff, it's been so much more confidence inspiring than just using cheap stuff. When you've got these big contracts and stuff, you don't want stuff failing halfway through a job. Just do things properly. If this is something you're investing money into for the long haul, I'm very much a believer now. I never used to be, because I am tight. Exactly what Robert's just said. I am tight, and I like to save money wherever I can. Which is why at the beginning I thought, why is everyone buying these overpriced Honda engines when they can just get one of these? And like, now I understand why. It's exactly right. If you buy cheap, you do buy twice, especially in this game. There's a reason that there's like trusted suppliers, and there's a reason why if you ask a question on these Facebook pages, everyone tags gutter vacuum systems, PWS, AC pressure washers, you know, Rutland pumps. Equipped to clean aren't getting tagged in any of those posts. And there's a reason. I bought a Lonkin 14 horsepower with an interpump, 21 litre, 200 bar, stainless frame with a little more from Savvy in Birmingham. Email him for a price. Ignore the price online. I've heard of Savvy. I would say firstly, you don't need a 21 litre per minute machine. At least I've not found a reason to buy one. I've got the Kiam 3400 and find it excellent. Might have been 600 quid, just under. You've got the 15 litre per minute one. I mean, the only reason to buy a bigger machine is to do the job faster. I would still rate my Parker brand pressure washer, to be honest, the first one I ever started with, when I was just doing little jobs on the side just to try and get the business going. I would still use this tomorrow if it's like a small patio with limited access, and I just wanted to sort of carry this through the house and without setting all my other equipment up. I'd still use this. Yes, it's going to take longer. But the only reason to upgrade is for reliability, long-term reliability. If you're running your machine like I did today for 8 hours, I ran my machine today non-stop pretty much. We stopped for like half an hour for lunch. If you're running your machine for that long, you need to be confident that it's going to work properly and that it's not going to overheat and that it's not going to start spitting oil and your hoses aren't going to burst and your pump's not going to, you know. When you're doing big jobs, the only reason to go for something bigger is more reliable and you get the job done faster because you're putting more water down. Terry at Jackmack has a 21 litre per minute at 1200 quid on a stainless trolley. I struggle to understand unless you've got a water and a boiler, unless you've got water and a boiler, why people are spending thousands on machines. I guess it's that reliability factor, isn't it? I do know what you're saying, Steve. I mean, if you've had a good experience with that machine and that's the only machine you've had and that's all you know, compared to my experience where I've had nothing but issues with it, I do understand why people spend a bit more on a nicer machine that you can put a little bit more faith into. How often do you grease the surface cleaner? In theory, you should do it after every single use. I'd be lying if I told you I did it after every use. I'd probably do it after every 3 to 5 uses, and I don't use it very often, to be fair. Thanks for the response in chat. And from Smell, I'm just trying to find good kit for a reasonable price. Done a lot of research the past 5 weeks and at the point of making a decision. Do you have a budget in mind, UB? What are you trying to achieve, first of all? And do you have a budget in mind? What are you going to be cleaning? Or is it just sort of everything you can clean with a pressure washer? And where are you going to be putting it? Have you got a car? Have you got a van? Do you want it van mounted? Do you want to be able to take it in and out of the van and walk around the property with it? What I'm saying is just my experience, and everyone's requirements is going to be different. So don't take what I'm saying as fact, because you could talk to Steve and he would tell you something totally different to me, and you could talk to hundreds of other. I'm not a professional just yet. I don't think. I've only been doing it 2.5 years, and so you could be talking to someone who's been in the game for 10 years and they could have totally different advice for you. So just bear that in mind as well. That's not to say that they are wrong. I just can't get my head around why I need anything more than what I currently have. If it lasts me 2 years and I buy a new one every 18 months to 2 years, great. I guess if you get a big commercial job where you're starting to need IBC tanks and really big machines, then that's when it becomes justifiable, I would think. Yeah, and for me, some of the big commercial jobs where you're putting down a lot of water, you're covering like a big surface area. If you were to put our machines side by side, just little details like the size of your turbo nozzles, the amount of water you're putting through the lance, I don't know if your machine would recirculate water back into the tank unless you've had that modified like I did on my last one. But if you were to leave your machine running off the trigger long enough, it would eventually overheat. Whereas because mine's got the pump set up where it recirculates water, it's constantly cooling itself, and I can leave my machine running all day and it wouldn't overheat. Just little things. Where like a bigger job, it really does make a difference to have like a proper sorted machine. You meant to grease the surface cleaner each use, but no one does. I do it when I remember, maybe once a week or two. It's been okay so far. Yeah, I mean, I am conscious of it. I do try and look after it because it's 400 quid. It's not a cheap item, and I definitely don't want it to be disposable. Once that bearing's gone, it's going to be annoying to buy another bearing and fit that and stuff. So yeah, if you can look after it. Render cleaning is so good. It's job satisfaction. Watching the algae wash away is good pay too. Neil, how often do you do render cleaning? Yeah, I'm very keen to try a render clean. I did a gazebo, well, like a canopy clean with Squeaky Clean Dave today. I'd never really done anything like that before, and it was literally just Nuclear Pro, hypo, 4:1, gardener backpack with a brush, just brushed it on, and it just within half an hour it was white again. It looked brand new, brilliant. And that'd be similar with render, I guess. If it's all organic staining, you can get away with just brushing some hypo on, I reckon. Can't afford cheap. That's a good saying. Yeah, I get that, mate. Same with any company. If you have a bad experience, it's not good. I've not greased my surface cleaner yet, and I've had it 7 months. No way. I use it 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah, you're waiting. That's definitely going to explode soon. I don't know how fast they go through grease, to be fair. No idea. Expanding from window cleaning, getting asked a lot about pressure washing services, but mainly Patio's drives, but would look to expand where possible. The entire kit, 2.5 to 3 grand. In that case, I would potentially look at, rather than having a van mounted system, why don't you consider what they called it, Alpha A2. I think it's an Alpha A2, something like this. So you could go for the GX390, or let's just say electric start Vanguard, just to see what you can get for that sort of money. 21 litre 200 bar turbo pack comes out at 1898 plus VAT, and that is literally you sorted, ready to go. You'd want a buffer tank or like a wheelie bin, and if you need a bit of help with the wheelie bin or with any sort of buffer tank, I've got a video about a year ago now, I think. This one here, so DIY £89 buffer tank. That was posted 11 months ago. So you can watch me build that if you need some tips and advice on that. Otherwise, if you've got a van and you've got space, you can watch this video as well. Business starter pack from Pressure Washer Sales and Service in Evesham. Very similar setup, but I think that is a very good investment. You won't need to upgrade that either. The only reason you might want to upgrade something like that is to mount it in the van, but you could just, you know, take it off its trolley and put it on a skid. That includes machine, surface cleaner and all the essentials. So how much for the surface cleaner? Ultimate pack 221489 plus plus the VAT. So yeah, you'd be on budget there if you get a water tank with it as well. You have to obviously buy that separately, but I can mount a hose reel on it for you, look. Was going for something entry level in a professional way, so I was looking at the 15 litre per minute minimum. Yep. I mean, you can get these, I'm sure you can get these in 15 litre per minute as well. Oh, I'm sure you used to be able to. I mean, if you can afford the 21, there's no reason not to. How much pressure do you need to clean a roof? I don't know in terms of pressure. It's hard to tell what's coming out the end of the gun. You can measure pressure at the pump, you can measure pressure at the trigger, but it all depends how far away you are from the surface, what kind of nozzle you're using. So if you're using a turbo nozzle compared to if you're using a surface cleaner, like it's very difficult to say. That would be very variable, hard to measure as well. Generally low pressure though. A lot of people do low pressure steam. Shane says, Jake watched the roof cleaning job earlier and I watched someone pressurized the pole on the floor so you're all good to go when you get on the roof. Someone pressurized the pole on the floor so you're all good to go when you get onto the roof. Can you explain that, Shane? I don't really know what you mean there, mate. Do you mean they set... Oh, I see. I might see what you're saying. They set up the pressure near the van on like a ground surface so they could see what sort of cleaning power they were getting rather than having to get someone else to go and adjust it for them because they're already up on the roof. Got it balanced. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Because that's another thing with that roof cleaning stuff. That there is a point of balance. You don't want to be holding the pole up because you've got so little pressure coming out the other end. and then you're not effectively cleaning the tiles. And also you don't want too much pressure where you're fighting it, you're having to push it back down. You don't want it flying up in the air. You want to get that sort of happy medium where it's sort of holding itself and you've got just enough pressure to clean the tiles. Tell us your story, my friend. How long in business? How did you get your experience? Wilfredo, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. I've not seen your name in here before. I've been going for about 2.5 years now. I started with a little baby machine, a little baby petrol pressure washer out of the back of my girlfriend's Toyota RAV4. I had a pressure washer, a hose reel and a broom. And a dustpan and brush, and that's literally all I had. And from that, I was able to upgrade to a bigger machine. And with that slightly bigger machine, I was able to purchase a van, hose mounted reel, water tank, everything I needed to set up like a commercial style pressure washing setup. And then once I had all that equipment, I literally, all the money I was making through doing friends and family, they were sharing it on their Facebook pages. I was setting up my Facebook page, doing videos, doing before and afters on literally everything I was doing. All that money was reinvested into the business because I was still working a full-time job at the time. And then as soon as I bought all the equipment that I needed, I'm like, right, I'm done now. I'm set up. I'm ready to go. I don't need anything else. I had 2 months worth of work booked in the calendar. It was April, so it's like the busiest time of year for pressure washing. I had about 2 months worth of savings, and I thought, I can't do my full-time job and do all this work and deal with all the inquiries and stuff, so I might as well just go for it. So it was about a year after I first started, I left my job, and it's just been growing ever since. Just been going from strength to strength. I've never been happier. I've never been more motivated. I've never had more of a direction in my life. More of like I've never had a purpose. I've just been sort of floating around until now. I've never had as much money in the bank. I've never had as much freedom. I've never been able to spend as much time with the kids and with my partner. So yeah, I suppose that's my story really. I've just had the busiest winter that I've had in the last 2.5 years. That's a positive. So busy, in fact, that I was able to employ my brother for like 2 months while he was visiting from Australia, and I was able to pay him as well as pay myself, and as well as leave some money in the business every month. So yeah, just very cool. That's my story. So I'm by no means a professional. I just like to jump on these live chats every week. I do lots of YouTube videos. Half the time I have no idea what I'm talking about, but people seem to listen, so that's cool. And when people ask questions in the chat, I try and give them a non-biased, honest answer from, based on my experience. I saw the video on the buffer tank, loved it. I'll be going for at least 250 litres, probably a 350 litre van mounted vertical tank. I'll be building everything into the van. So PWS have these thinner tanks than what I've got. I don't know if they're on their website. Oh, they have, look, tower buffer tank. So this is more compact than the one I've got. I think it's slightly taller than mine, but it's like a little bit skinnier. So it might be worth looking at that tank. When I get a bigger van, I'll probably get something like this just to squeeze in as much space as I can. It's only slightly different from mine, but it does take up slightly less room. Thanks for the tips. We'll definitely look into that. No worries, mate. Yeah, so basically, if you're going to buy a new machine, the places I'd recommend buying a machine from are on my website, smelt.club. If you're struggling with your quotes and stuff, you can use my quoting tool. So I've sort of coded this all from scratch. This was just to try and help me, really. Everything's adjustable. You can change the prices of everything. You can input the cost of your sand. You can, add on VAT, and it sort of works everything out for you. And you can adjust these numbers until you find something you're happy with, and then you can carry on using that going forward, so you don't have to keep reworking things out every time. Go across to my trusted suppliers tab here, and these are essentially all the people that I would buy from, and that I do buy from, or I have bought from. Rutland Pumps, AC Pressure Washers, Gutter Vacuum Systems, Gardner Pole Systems, PWS, Pressure Washer Sales and Service in Evesham, Pure Seal and Smart Seal, and these have got all the links on there, and they'll just take you straight to the websites. So that's where I'd be buying my equipment from. If it's not on that list, I personally haven't used them, and I can't recommend them. It depends on the tile generally when it comes to pressure. Jack, welcome. Alright Jake, literally just watched your last video. Noticed you are live. My thoughts. Thought I'd just copy my comment. Oh, did you comment on the video? And is your YouTube name the same? Because if it is, I'll be able to find it. I might have already read it. I think we went through some of these comments earlier. There he is. That roofing felt could have been towards the end of its lifespan. It does deteriorate over time, plus mossy roofs can sometimes cause issues or weakness through trapped water freezing and thawing. Shifting tiles. It's possible. Damn it. It's possibly your pressure washer caused the damage, but it could have been a combination of the above factors. Hard to say. It might be better off to scrape heavily moss roofs than to use a surface cleaner. Be careful about offering repairs straight away, as you are effectively admitting liability. That's very true. I did sort of straight away say, sorry, hold my hands up. Let's figure this out together. So you're right, I am admitting liability there when it might not have been actually me. Which goes against you if a nightmare customer decides to claim for damages later on. I think a waiver might put people off. If it was me, I'd pre-inspect with a quick video where possible with the customer to get yourself some telescopic ladders, then file it away. Get yourself some telescopic ladders, then file it away for at least 2 years. Oh, I see, the inspection video. Then if a complaint arises, first gather photos and information from the customer about the age of the roof, type of tiles, then make a decision to offer a small repair / partial refund, no further action. You have to consider your time in going back out and the cost of putting it right. Maybe she would have been happy with a bit of money back to as reassurance. The holes in the felt won't cause leaks, but it can be easily repaired. So I did suggest, I said to her, I think I know the answer. What would be the outcome that you want now? Just to make sure we're on the same page, what would you like to happen now? Because what I didn't want is to offer her something and it be not what she wanted, or even start the process of doing something and it be not what she wanted at all, and then I'd have done it and she still wouldn't have been very happy. So I said, what do you want from this? And she went, well, I obviously want it repaired. And I said, okay. This bit's probably potentially controversial, but I said, do you want it repaired at my expense or at your expense? And she went, well, I'm happy to contribute to the cost of the repairs, but it depends how much it is. I said, okay, thank you. I just wanted like honesty and clarity between me and the customer, just to make sure we're both on the same page. Whatever the outcome, it's worth getting confirmation the customer is happy with what you've done to resolve their concern, and note this too. Exactly what I just said. Yeah, nice. Just to cover yourself and help with any insurance claims if it got to that. Hopefully this was just a case of bad luck and not a common thing. The job looked bang on, to be fair, mate. Thank you. That's you're sort of echoing everything I was thinking, especially with the waiver potentially putting customers off and potentially not them reading the waiver, not wanting to sign it, and then me losing the work. This is my cue to mention the protector sleeve for the turbo nozzle when doing roof cleans. Can you remind me of, did we look at that before? Because I can't remember whether we actually found what you were talking about. Because you say it wasn't one of these plastic things, it was like a big cone, like something like that. So that if you do drop the turbo nozzle onto the tiles, it's not going to break them. I can't remember whether we found it last week. Wheelie bin sales. Where can you buy a wheelie bin from? There's a website I used that was really good. Getwheeliebins.co.uk. This is where I bought mine from. You get all the different sizes. Clear pricing. Good pictures. The only weird thing with this website, I mean, it wasn't dodgy, but when you add to basket and buy through the website, you get an email asking you to send money to a bank account rather than actually purchasing online. You order online and then you have to like do a bank transfer. I guess you could also buy through PayPal. But yeah, it arrived very quickly. Oh, they do garden storage as well. A couple of these might be good. I know it's a bin storage, but I'm thinking for like my bags of sand and stuff. Great job and many blessings to you and your family. Thank you, mate. Thanks very much. Guys, I think I'm going to call it, to be honest. I'm getting a bit tired. Gutter vac reducer works to protect tiles, the yellow or green one. Oh, yes. I've actually got one of them. That's a very good idea. Like a silicon reducer. That is a very good idea. Something like that. It's an offcut of a blue hose. Try and find a picture and send it over on Facebook. I'm guessing it's like similar to this thing. Do you use a blend manifold, or what do you use for the sodium hypochlorite? A blend manifold? Do you mean like a mixer? Like a proportioner? Takes water from one, chemical from the other, and you can set how much it mixes. I don't use that, no. I use an X-Jet. X-Jet for the big jobs. Something like this. It's got all the proportioners inside, so you can set your dilution ratio. You just stick that end in the barrel, add some surfactant to your hypo, and away you go. The other thing I use on the smaller jobs is a guard and a backpack. So this is essentially just a pump. It's not necessarily designed for chemicals, but you can run chemicals through it if you promise that you clean it out after every use. I've been using mine for over a year now, and it's been great. Got yours from eBay for 52 quid. What are we talking about, Steve? Your, what'd you get from eBay? Yeah, so this is just like a pump, basically. And you could even use one of these little lance sprayers with it. You could plug one of them into it. But I just use my water-fed pole. I've got one of these for like washing fascias and soffits and conservatories and stuff. It's got two 50-degree fan jets in it. And that'll spray. I don't necessarily need to brush it into the surface, but it'll, if you hover it like a foot off the surface, it will spray those chemicals on. And then if you want to, you can brush and agitate it. It's quite a good way of doing it, to be fair. And you can stand well away from the chemicals as well, because you can just extend the pole slightly, so you're not breathing anything in. I wouldn't use nothing too crazy. You can use TFR in the gardener backpack. You can use degreasers. You can use sodium hypochlorite, biocide. I doubt you can use things like acid. I wouldn't want to use acid in there. You can get a replacement chemical pump for the gardener backpack with Viton seals. You can. That's probably what I'll do when mine does finally break. But I mean, they're so disposable at 120 quid. Like, that's, if I have to buy one every year, that's still decent, I think. That's it with the Jubilee clip to hold it on. Nice. Right, guys, I am going to go. We've been going for 2.5 hours. I've had a full day of pressure washing. I'm very tired. My triple cheeseburger and McFlurry should be on the way fairly soon. I'm going to go spend some time with the dog. Thank you all so much for watching. It's been lovely. I've had a good chat tonight, good yarn. If you haven't already, go and watch the video. If you've been wondering what we've been talking about all night, it's the video I put up tonight about the roof clean that we had trouble with. This one here. And yeah, if anyone's new here, feel free to subscribe, like the stream. And what I'm also going to do is just play a little advert before you guys go. So thanks for watching. Have a wonderful night. I will see you next time. Now, these videos take a lot of time and effort to film and edit, on top of trying to run a successful pressure washing business. If you find any of the information in my videos useful, then I'd like for you to consider becoming a paid member of the channel. Circle members and above will get access to my private Discord for members only, where you can pretty much get a hold of me 24 hours a day for inspiration, technical help, marketing advice, or just a general chat. I post pictures and videos that you won't see on any of my other socials. You'll be the first to hear about giveaways, special offers and announcements, and it's just generally a nice place full of like-minded people who are all heading towards similar goals. We've got various different experience levels. We've got a few professionals in the chat as well. If you want to push your business, in my opinion, this is the place to be. We also have two other membership tiers. One is just to show a bit of support for the channel, and the other one is for boosted members, which will not only give you access to the private Discord, but also loads of high quality promotional images for you to start your business. I know what it's like when you're ready to get going, but you don't have any before and after pictures to put on your leaflets. At the moment, there's about 150 images that you can use for pretty much whatever you like, and my intention is to constantly update these over the next few years with all of my before and afters that have helped promote my business. Last thing before I let you go, new videos come out every Monday night at 5:30, and then I go live at 7:30 to chat to you guys and answer as many questions as possible. We do live quotes for real customers and just generally keep up to date with everything going on in the pressure washing world. Thanks for watching. Back to the video.